Ancient India proudly proclaimed as the Viśvaguru, that means world teacher. It was said that the Nalanda University library held about 9 million manuscripts in the year 1193 CE. That massive collection of manuscripts burned for 3 months after invaders set fire to that building in that year. When India is planning to regain the position of Viśvaguru, then which one is the modern equivalent in digital collection for that library of Nalanda? Currently, there is none. That's why I'm advocating India to create an archive for audio, video, and text files to store all these files. So this talk is part of my series Steps to Reform India. This is the fifth one in that series. My name is Karnakar Marsakatla. Today is April 12th, 2024. So we will cover what is the digital archive, what are its attributes, and which one of these present uh, content storage facilities will be good for digital archive, and why India should create one, and why we actually need a digital archive. We have so many content sharing sites. Why we want a new one? So I will discuss all those points, as well as if at all, if want to use current entities, so which one is the best, like YouTube or archive.org, or India could convert their own copyright library into an archive. So, and then there's an end note. Let's see, let's go to the next slide. So, digital archive is an entity in which a collection of digital works such as audio, video, and text files are stored permanently. Access to that archive should be open to all. So that's what I am basically define the digital archive as. So what are its attributes? So a digital archive could have the following facilities. One is permanent repository of articles. Whatever you store in that, they have to be permanently stored. Facility to store audio, video, and text files, and storage of articles in the order they were received. And then a serial number should be assigned to each item. A browse access to the contents based on the day, month, and year. Not store like continuously without any serial numbers. Store with a serial number, and then there should be an access to browse through these articles based on particular day, how many articles are stored, and a particular month and particular year. So each item is an historical record, so no deletion or modification to the record is allowed. So once you upload to the archive, that remains as it is. And then if you want different versions could be uploaded. But once an item is uploaded, that has to be remain as it is permanently. Submittal of articles should be open for all. Anybody could write an article, make a video, and then upload to that archive. And free online access to the repository. So anybody can view it, listen to the audio, or view the video, or read the text files. Submitted items should have cultural, historical, or educational value. So just to limit the capacity to the valuable to limit the archive for a valuable content, we can limit to the valuable content to store on the archive. So let's look at existing YouTube, whether that qualify for the to be used as an archive based on the archive attributes we discussed in the previous slide. So is it a permanent repository? So these are the attributes I'm calculating, determining whether that a utility can be used as an archive or not. So these are the ideal attributes to be for that entity to be an archive, and these are the current values for the YouTube. So is it a permanent repository? Ideal is yes, but current is no. So if YouTube decides to close the shop, everything will disappear. So it's not a permanent, it's a commercial entity based on advertising, right? So if they can't able to make the money, they will just um, end the service. So ideal archive should have all these files: audio, video, and text files, AVT, and then but YouTube has only audio and video. Sequential order of storage. They do store them based on the timestamp. So if you upload a file 1 minute advance before than other person, so your file will have the sequential prior higher sequential order. And then serial number to the item. The YouTube, you see the link, it's all complex mixture of numbers and letters, so it's not a unique serial number. So browse access, so there's no browse access, so you can't see what are the videos that were uploaded in a day, so or a month or a week. So it's all based on individual user catalog. Deletion or modification should not be allowed, but here in this, either YouTube can delete the content or you can go yourself and delete the content. So that is not a good idea for an archive. Open submission, YouTube ideal is yes and YouTube has yes. It doesn't discriminate from anybody submitting an article. Online access, ideal is yes, and YouTube has online access to its content. So these are its limitations, and then its strengths to be used as in a digital archive. When you look at the archive.org, this is this is a site. It goes to all the internet sites and stores the copy of each website as a backup version. It goes like a one every year or at certain times, like it will have different versions of your content. And also you can personally upload your files to archive.org and keep it in there. So is it a permanent repository? Yes, unless you delete it, they will be there. Audio, video, text files, this is a good site. It stores all three different formats. And sequential order, probably yes. We don't see that option to browse the articles, but they do store based on the timestamp. Serial number to the item, no, they won't give you. So it's a random, it's a text link or whatever, but it's not a serial number. Browse access to the articles, if you want to see what are the videos that were stored, you might search based on timestamp, but there's no direct access like a table of contents kind of thing. It's not there on that site. Deletion or modification, ideally no, but you could even go there and delete your whatever the videos or content you uploaded to the site. So this deletion or modification, I might have given it wrong. Probably no, unless until you delete it. This should have been no. Open submission, yes, it is a open submission. Anybody could submit the articles. Online access, so it has, you can if I upload this talk to archive.org, you can go into there and see my catalog, and then you can still see the same video as you're watching in a YouTube or on archive.org as well. So those are the limitations and then capabilities of the archive.org to be used as digital archive, ideal digital archive. And ResearchGate, a lot of people use ResearchGate.net as a repository for their research articles. So is it permanent? Ideal is yes, but no, it's a commercial entity. If they can't make money, so they will discontinue the service. So audio video files, and text files. So this is only text files. This is another mistake, copy paste. I made a mistake. This is only text files. You can't store audio, video in there. Sequential order, probably yes, because each file is based on the timestamp. And then serial number to the items, no, it doesn't allocate a serial number. Browse access based on a day, year, day. I didn't see that facility when I accessed that site. Deletion or modifying, it's there, yes. So that's not a ideal repository. Open submission, yes. And then online access, yes. So these are the capabilities, and then drawbacks of ResearchGate .NET using it as a digital archive. The same applies to acamedia.edu. It's not a permanent storage, it's a commercial entity. Here also I made a mistake. So this is only for text files. Sequential order, yes. And then serial number, no, it doesn't assign a serial number, and you can't browse them based on the day or year. And then deletion of the articles, yes. You can delete the articles, the ones you uploaded. So it should not be that way for it to be ideal. Open submission, yes. Online access, yes. You can see there are preprint server, different preprint servers. These are basically cater to a particular subject, either physics or biology or social sciences, like that. So are they a permanent repository? Yes. What they can store? They can only store the text files, not audio or video. Sequential order, yes, they give you a number. Each subject has a sequence of numbers. So based on the based on the sequence you upload your articles, they get assigned the serial numbers in that order. So browse access, you can access them using the month, year. So what are the articles uploaded? Let's suppose in April 2024, you can still see based on the month. Deletion or modification, usually not, won't see any. Once you upload an article, you want it to be there. Normally doesn't happen, but in some circumstances, if somebody requests or something, maybe the administrators could delete that article, but the link remains the same. Probably they could keep the abstract, but not the article. So normally you won't delete, so that will be there. Open access, open submission. So you are particular to that subject area, and you are particular to specified institutions. Then probably it's a kind of open submission. Online access is anybody could read those articles. If you look at the preprint server as the copyright library as a digital archive, we could still use that, because every article gets submitted to the Copyright Office, and then people so all those submitted articles can be used as a digital archive. So is it permanent? Yes. Audio, video, text files, yes, you can store, you submit audio, video, and text files to the copyright. So that has the capability to store and give access to these files. Sequential order of storage, yes. In the order you submit, you get the priority number for that article. Serial number to the item, yes, they assign particular number. Browse access. So this probably can be created, because once you have the serial number and then sequential order, the browse access can be created in the copyright library. Deletion or modification, no, it will, once you submit, you get a certificate, and that remain as an historical entity. Open submission, yes, anybody could submit. Online access, not now. Basically, nobody, if you write a book and copyright it, they won't give you online access to the that book. But that book will be there in the copyright office. Probably anybody could go and then look at the content, but it's not online access. So that's the only one that's missing from copyright library to be used as digital archive. So when we look at why I am saying we need a digital archive, why I am saying India needs to create a digital archive. So currently there is no ideal digital archive in the world which caters to all the three types of files. So some can store audio, video, some can store text files, but there's nothing that can store all these files except archive.org, but it has its own limitations. Most of the digital archives are either private or not suited for browse access. So browsing the articles is the main thing. None of them give this ability. All the content providers, content repositories, except the preprint servers. But preprint servers don't accept the audio and video files. So everything has their own limitations. So preprint servers are subject based. They won't accept the articles outside of that subject area. That's one limitation, as well as audio video they can't accept. Internet is a graveyard of dead sites like GeoCities. Not sure if any of you heard of that one. That used to be content sharing site a long time back, early 2000s. Google created a knowledge database kind of thing, and then they discontinued it. There used to be MySpace. That was supposed, both Facebook and probably MySpace came at the same time, but that became obsolete. Then so Yahoo groups, that's where a lot of subjects were discussed. A lot of scientific content was shared in those groups. So all of them are dead. There is no way to retrieve the content shared on these sites. Once they close the site, the data is gone. And then there is no way you can access the content of those sites. So many of the current content sharing sites can delete the entire catalog of a user without any reason. That's what, like if any content sharing site, for some reason, if they get some complaint or anything without investigating whether it's proper or not, they could straight away go and delete the content. And then all the research you have done, all the effort you put into that thing gets deleted overnight. So that's not a good idea. Current prominent content sharing sites may disappear in the future. Like whatever the content sharing sites we are thinking of today, the big ones, they might not be going to be there tomorrow because of some kind of structural changes, the way the advertisement going to be in the future. So if they can't make money, they will close the shop. So what happens to the content on those sites if that situation arises? So you store a lot of research articles in some of the either research.net or researchgate.net or academia.edu or youtube.com. And then if some reason they can't make money and then close the site, what happens to all those content? So that's why I'm proposing that there needs to be a government-owned autonomous body to create, to share the knowledge. And a couple of other reasons are old content is continuously eliminated from public view. The user is inactive for a certain period of time. That's what happens. Even the X, that formerly Twitter, I got an email a while back. If your account is not active in certain period, all the contents get deleted. So that's not only limited to that site, but any site could basically do the same thing. Nobody lives forever, right? So that means all the articles, posts, comments of a researcher will disappear once that person departs from this world. That's what might be happening to all the people who stopped using the facilities. It just disappears. So archive.org has a copy of old pages, but you need to know the link of that page to access the backup version. So that's what. So in some instances, even that copy gets deleted from the demands of so-called copyright owners. So that's what happens. Archive.org does go to search for site, crawl the sites, and then save a copy, but that also gets deleted in some instances. So, for example, you take this example, like you publish an article in an open access journal, right? And then the journal disappears after a while. Someone buys the rights to the journal because they want to close the shop, they sell it to somebody. And then the one who bought the journal decide to remove all the online content, including the archive.org copy. So it's not that the content disappears. They keep it for themselves for some reason, for some unknown reasons. They don't publish it, keep it online, keep it active online. So that's what happening to many sites, and so there's no accountability. There's no why it's disappearing, where it's going. There is no permanent way of sharing the knowledge. That's why I'm advocating for a permanent repository to store the audio, video, and text files. So because of all these reasons, we should have an open access archive that caters to all of humanity. It is very essential to save the collective knowledge. That's my idea. So why I'm pushing India into this picture? Why India has to create a digital archive? It has a glorious history dating back to thousands of years with emphasis on gathering and sharing the knowledge. Thousands of manuscripts are there in India. When you see in the museums or anywhere, um, they have been writing the text like 5,000, 7,000 years back to the Common Era. So that's why it has a glorious history, and it knows how to store and how to share the knowledge. That's why I'm putting India in the picture. So it has a continuous Guru Sishya Parampara. Guru Sishya means like teacher and a disciple. That tradition continuous thread, like it never broken. So because all these things were memorized in ancient times, because there's no facility to write the things, so it's passed on to the generations. The continuous tradition of teaching or learning was there in India, and continuity in civilization for thousands of years. So if this Guru Sishya Parampara was not there, all those books would have not been saved. By this time, all would have been disappeared. So the continuity in civilization is there. That's why we were able to save all those texts. And extensive list of literary works in many languages. India has like lot of languages, and there are a lot of literature in those languages, and so that richness in literature qualifies for India to create a digital archive. Once a Viśvaguru, see the Nalanda University, it has boasted 9 million archives, manuscripts. Like that, there are Takshashila University and then other universities as well. Everywhere, all over India, there were learning institutions at the time. So it was a lot of students used to come from different parts of the world to study there, and that signifies it as a Viśvaguru. So once a Viśvaguru, where educational institutes like Nalanda University attracted students from all over the world. So right now it's aiming to regain that status as Viśvaguru in spreading the ancient wisdom. So based on the history of India in sharing the knowledge with the world, In my opinion, it is best suited to create and maintain a permanent digital archive to store audio, video, and text files. So that's my idea. The archive should be an autonomous government entity like the Copyright Office with open access to the content. That's how it should be. So we have content sharing sites already. So why can't we use them as a digital permanent digital archive? So with few changes to each of their what they can do. So how can we transform YouTube as a digital archive? YouTube already stores audio and video files. India should collaborate with YouTube to create a different section with a browse access to the specially selected videos. The specially selected videos or audio files that are culturally, historically, and educationally valuable, those things should be grouped into a different section, and a serial number should be assigned to that content, and a deletion and or modification to that content should not be allowed. And so with these kind of minor changes, so India could collaborate with YouTube to make these changes and use it as a repository for audio and video files. So text files we can search for something else. So with the above changes, YouTube could become an ideal archive for the world to share the audio and video content. Same applies to archive.org. This is actually good. It stores all three audio and video text files, and India could as well collaborate with archive.org to create the browse access by assigning serial numbers and then serial numbers, so that way the content on the site can be easily accessed by day, month, year, what are the articles uploaded in that period. So India could also convert its own copyright library into an archive. So another way of creating an ideal digital archive is by providing open access to the Indian copyright library content. Users should have an option to make their content open access at the time of submission. So, like if you are writing a book, if you are submitting a book that you want to sell, you might not be willing to give it a open access, but some other user writing a small article, if they want to share it with everybody, they could mention that this can be openly accessible. So, and also the copyright institutes have fee, but that could be reduced or eliminated to make it for easy for everybody to submit their content. So restricted content like a new book will automatically become open access after the copyright expires. Even though in the browse access, this restricted content also might come, but you can't access that because of the copyright limits. But after 25 years or some limit, right? So after that copyright expires, at that time the content becomes available, and then everything will be online. So those are the that way we can use the copyright library as an archive as well. So these are the reasons I'm presenting this video to. So basically, to absence of a comprehensive digital archive for audio, video, and text files is hampering the progress in education and research. India has a cherished history in creating and sharing the knowledge for thousands of years. Creating a digital archive is in line with its aspirations to regain the status as a Viśvaguru. Therefore, India should utilize the current facilities like YouTube, um, archive.org, or its own copyright office, or create a new archive altogether to share the knowledge. So that's the case I'm presenting as part of the video. Thank you. So this is the series. This is part of the series I am making different talks. This is the fifth talk in the series. You can see all those previous talks on the YouTube, and these are IAST character set. And thank you for watching the video.